Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for May 1st to the 7th. Today is actually May 1st, the day that I'm recording it. I tried to do it earlier, but I was literally doing all my last move stuff the last week, and so I'm officially on mainland now. And so this was just when I could get to it. So it is what it is. It probably won't be able to post to YouTube until the 2nd because the way YouTube has been lately. But patrons, you're seeing this on May 1st. So hello. For those of you guys who are new, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. The way this works, I'm going to go over the astrology for the week, give you my 2 cents on it, and we're going to do some channel messages and cards for the collective and for the elements, okay? Okay. Also keep in mind my asthma and allergies have been kind of activated, even more so with all the moving, so just be patient with me if I gotta like stop and take a minute. But the big things that are happening this week: today, Pluto is retrograding now in Aquarius at 0 degrees. It will move into Capricorn relatively soon. May 5th, we have the full moon in Scorpio. That's something we've all been talking about and anticipating. I think we spent a lot of time talking about the new moon in Aries. Excuse me. Oh, am I already getting channeled? Am I already getting shaman burps? Oh, excuse me. Sometimes that happens when I start channeling. Oh, excuse me. We talked a lot about the new moon Aries, and we didn't really talk too much about the full moon Scorpio. I don't think people really started focusing on it until recently. But this is the tail end of the eclipse sandwich. This full moon, I'm going to go live. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm going to go live, Mercury retrograde, probably the 3rd? The 3rd or the 4th. I haven't decided yet on Patreon to do the live for the full moon eclipse. Asthma's not fun. This eclipse is very Lilith driven, and so since this eclipse is like right in the middle of the week and it is an eclipse, like we're already really subject to that energy we're gonna feel all week, especially. So just consider this a week that is very Lilith driven, very passion driven, desire driven, sexually driven. There's gonna be a lot of sexual frustration that comes up this week. It's going to be a very scorpionic week, but we're going to talk about it. But some other things that are happening on the 2nd of May, Juno's moving into Gemini, Pallas Athena's moving into Leo. On May 6th, Ceres actually will be going stationary direct in Virgo. And on the 7th, Venus moves into Cancer. Okay? So a lot of transits this week, a lot of energy this week, a lot of shifts going on this week. But some of the aspects that I think are worth paying attention to: Venus will be sextile Jupiter all week. It will be strongest on the full moon eclipse, and it does play a huge role. We'll talk about it. Venus is also going to be square Neptune in Pisces. It will be strongest the day before the full moon, but still very strong on the day of the full moon as well. Venus is a huge driver this week as well with the full moon eclipse. So when I say this week is about passion, I mean, it's really about passion. It's really about the underbelly of what gets your fire going, whether that's sexually, creatively, your primal animal instinct, who you are, like in that kind of like very human way, is going to be out. We're going to see people's inner beasts coming out. Like as I was making my notes, there were different things that were coming through, like inner beasts, animal instinct, like our primal needs, our primal desires, carnal desires. Also secrets was something that was coming up a lot, like yesterday, that I was being told that, like, that with this eclipse in particular, that secrets will be revealed. But it's not just like a normal secrets coming out, it's also like parts of you that you keep secret, parts of your subconscious that have been a secret to you are really coming out into the light here. It honestly I just keep getting this feeling that everyone's inner animal is going to be out. Okay, everyone's inner animal is going to be out, and there's going to be some frustration, there's going to be anger. But on the flip side of that, there's also a lot of like yumminess to enjoy too. Like if you find yourself getting caught up in like a dating situation, or maybe you're getting really caught up in your art, right? Like that's a really yummy place to be. Life can be yummy this week too. So it's an interesting juxtaposition there. But Venus being sextile Jupiter and square Neptune, it's kind of funky because Jupiter's in Aries and Neptune's in Pisces, so they're neighbors, right? So they're creating a bridge together as they're both working with Venus. So think of it like a triangle, if you will. It's not necessarily a trine, that's like a different thing, but just think of it like a triangle, like a threesome, I guess. It's bringing up like the potential for lucky opportunities, to feel really good about what it is that you're working on or how it is that you're engaging with people, because it's also related to Venus. But that square to Neptune Mm-hmm. It's going to bring more of that juicy factor in a way that could be kind of illusionary. So just be a little mindful that Neptune could be making things much more passionate, much more fantastical than maybe they would be otherwise, right? And Jupiter is an amplifier. So Jupiter working with Venus and Neptune, it's just really amplifying the possibilities there. But when we have Venus sextile Jupiter, it's one of the luckiest aspects to get. So, just take things as they come and just be aware that there could be very exacerbated fantasy kind of going on at this time, okay? Excuse me. What else do I want to mention? Ooh, talk about more like scorpionic energy. So Pluto's pretty active this week, and Orcus is also going to be important for the full moon. Orcus is kind of like a mini Pluto, like energetically speaking. 5:55 when I looked up at the camera. Lots of change to come. Even before talking about Orcus, like when you think about Scorpio, Scorpio is about change and transformation, and eclipses are about change and evolution, revolution, right? So yeah, this week just be prepared for the levels of drastic changes that could come at this time. I was hearing that this full moon is really going to highlight death, but in a different way. I think some of us may become more aware how to, like, how do I want to say this? What death really is. It's like a lot of us already understand that death is just a transitionary state, right? It's just an event, an occurrence, a moment, a state of being that is transitionary as we're moving from one state to another of like physical to non-physical, right? But it also literally represents change to birth. That's also why it's associated with sex. Sex within itself is kind of like a death experience. But understanding that in the context of looking at death, okay? But anyway, the sun this week is trine Orcus and is also square Lilith. So Orcus, like I said, it's kind of like a mini Pluto. And so as it's trine the sun, and like I said, it will also tie into the full moon eclipse in Scorpio as well. Orcus really likes to balance karma. Like where Pluto's more about digging up secrets and like the unknown and the subconscious and like and power dynamics and control and all that, Orcus likes to do that too, but Orcus, like literally we look at Orcus as punishment. Like punishment for wrongdoers. And it does relate to karma too in the same way that Pluto does. So just be prepared that this full moon eclipse will also be more balancing of karma as well. And I don't think it's going to be bad. I just think it's going to be what it is. I think it's going to be kind of intense. I think it's going to be kind of a whirlwind. I think everybody's going to be aroused. I talked about this at some point in the last couple weeklies, like what arousal really is. I think everyone's going to be in the state of arousal. It's not just a sexual experience. But the square to Lilith with the sun, that's going to just be enhancing this like very indulgent energy. And also like sexual frustration was coming up big time. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I was feeling a lot of sexual frustration coming up as well. Again, this like very primal part of us like crawling out to the surface. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting full moon. Oh, excuse me. The wild within, that was something else that was coming to me. The wild within, the wild within, the wild within. Now, excuse me, on the Mercury front, Mercury is still retrograding in Taurus, but is also going to be conjunct Vesta in Taurus. When is it the strongest? Hold on a second. I wrote that down. I saw you. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? You're like, I'm literally looking at my notes. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the day before. I thought it was close to the full moon. So very strong the day before the full moon eclipse. Now, Vesta, we look at Vesta as like our sacred flame. We also look at it as like hearth, home. It's what we consider sacred to us, what we're willing to sacrifice for our sense of purpose, for our own sense of missions. I'm starting to look at it as representing blueprints, especially everything that's been going on lately with the collective. So Mercury, while it is retrograding, working with Vesta, this is also a time to really reflect on that. I don't think it's a time to really like, with the full moon especially, the full moon Scorpio, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going on that are much more about our internal primal selves and dealing with that and understanding that. But I think it's going to also give us maybe some clarity, maybe some opportunities to kind of look at our blueprints a little differently and just gain some perspective. I just feel like it's very reflective, more so than participating like actively in our blueprints, more like looking at it from afar, like an observer and like learning from it. But That's just what it was feeling like to me energetically. Um, what else? Pluto's also going to be opposing Pallas Athena and trine Juno. Now, Pallas Athena, like I said, this week moves to Leo, and Juno moves to Gemini. So we got a huge shift there because Pallas Athena has been in Cancer for a long time, and that's where we were getting this like put the empath back in empathic warrior, right? To maintain that. But with Pallas Athena moving into Leo, I don't want to say this. It gets a little bit more less about that and more like being in the driver's seat. And when I was tuning into Pluto and what Pluto's doing with Pallas Athena and Juno, I felt, oh, excuse me, I felt power dynamics all day. Fighting for control, fighting for leadership, fighting to be heard, fighting to be seen. I really felt that strongly. And then I heard image. And I realized everything else that's going on astrologically right now really pertains also to image. How we see ourselves, how other people see us, and self-esteem, and like, yeah, like how we show up in the world is going to be coming up. I think really to be transformed and to be looked at. Some of that feels a little rough though. I'm just being really honest with you. Some of us might feel really awkward and uncomfortable. Particularly so with Mercury retrograding in Taurus, because Taurus is also about self-esteem and image. It's earthly Venus, right? Which is literally how things look in the physical, right? But also Pallas Athena moving into Leo will highlight that. And then in the context of Venus, Venus being in Gemini, like Gemini, it's not like Gemini's not exactly showy, but Gemini, I would say, are very artistic. It's like they are still considered to rule over the realm of aesthetics in some fashion and like art in some fashion, more knowledge based than anything. But almost every Gemini I've ever known, or people of strong Gemini, they still have that like image, that image flavor to them that you would get with a Taurian. And then Jupiter being not Juno, excuse me, Jupiter being in Aries, which again is working with Venus, that's about the I, which is also about the identity. So I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up this week about who people think we are, who people have told us who we are, overcoming those things as well. Like getting over any kind of remnants of programming or in any way that we've taken on a sense of identity or image that's not who we are, and allowing that to transform underneath the full moon Scorpio. So while yes, everyone's wild within is coming out, their inner beasts are coming out, their sexuality is coming out, a little bit of aggression there too. There's going to be opportunities to change your image, change how people see you, and really let that die. I don't know why it's coming up right now. It probably pertains to this, but when I hear people talk about like scorpionic energy, one of the things that I've heard people say is like Scorpios are willing to like cut off their own arm or cut off their own tail, like for self-preservation. I don't know why that's coming up right now. It almost has this feeling, this like flavor to it of willing to kill a version of yourself or an image. It's more about the image, an image of yourself, to get out of bad circumstances or to survive, or self-preservation, or even to allow yourself to transform in a way. That's kind of dark, but that's very scorpionic, I guess. But I don't know why it came up that way. It just did. So just flowing with it. But that's what you can expect this week. Karmic balancing, a lot of death energy, endings for sure, and of course the opportunity to change and transform. But image is coming up so strong underneath this full moon. I didn't look into the fixed stars yet. You guys know me, I'm such a nerd. I didn't look into all the fixed star activity, but there's quite a few fixed stars that could potentially be affecting this full moon. Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, I don't know. There's all kinds of ways to pronounce these fixed stars, being one of them, and that one's working with Venus. It's gonna be interesting getting into that. But yeah. And like I said, don't be surprised if there's a lot of social energy, a lot of flirting, a lot of passion, people throwing their fire and their inner beasts and impulses out there. So if you're going to have fun, be an adult, just be safe and enjoy yourself. Relationships start under this full moon. I think they could be fun. They could be kind of fiery and almost edgy. Like, that's not the right word. I'm just getting this like image of cutting. Which, like, I don't know, take that as you will. But something about it feels sharp. Something about it feels like it's got teeth to it. Like it's got bite to it. Like any relationships that'll be started underneath this full moon. or during this week, but full of passion for sure. But if you are on the brink of changing your image or how people see you, how you see yourself, this is a beautiful full moon to have that transformation under. Okay? All right, so let's get into some cards. And I forgot the timestamp. It's crazy how that happens without fail. Right? Hold on a second. Yeah, without fail. Whew. My head is starting to hurt. I actually was going to record this earlier. I went live on Patreon today. For those who are watching on YouTube, patrons, you already know. I went live earlier today, this morning, and I was going to get started after. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to like shut my eyes for a little bit. And I like passed out. I passed out for like 3 hours. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm groggy. I'm groggy. I'm dehydrated. So getting into it now, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I shared that. I'm just sharing randomly. Okay. Collective. Okay. So, I actually want to start with the Gaia Oracle. All the decks that I use are linked below. I don't have that many decks with me, so I had to pick and choose. And this one just kind of called out, so let's do it. Is that an emu? No, it's gotta be an ostrich. I'm hearing emu, but they're showing me ostrich. Are they similar? I think they're similar. Maybe. No, I'm not sure. I don't know why they're showing me an ostrich, but they're showing me an ostrich. Ostriches can be scary. They're kind of, it's funny, talking about something that has teeth, right? They can be very aggressive. Excuse me, they can be very, very aggressive animals. I feel like that's why it's coming up, like almost a representation of aggression. Like I said, aggression's gonna be pretty big under this week. Any messages or insights for the collective? Yeah, I keep feeling aggression. Aggression, frustration. Aggression and frustration. I feel like there's going to be a lot more confidence too in telling people when they're out of line. That's something else that I just was feeling. Oh, interesting. The Temptress. I'm not surprised this card came out. Seduction, deceit, a broken promise. 15 breaking down to a 6. This is kind of like the devil card in this almost said book. In this deck, you can kind of look at it as a 7 of Swords. It can speak of deception. It can speak of somebody trying to like be manipulative, but it can also speak of not seeing something clearly. It can also speak of addiction. Like it's kind of all that encompassing, shadowy, illusionary, moving into circumstances or perceiving things that are not exactly healthy for you as healthy, or just getting caught up. That's actually how it's feeling, like an energy of like getting caught up in some shit. Which, like I said, totally possible to happen underneath this full moon Scorpio. If you do get caught up in certain situations, which I'm not applying this just like romantically, but if you get caught up, it'll teach you, okay? It'll be a growing experience, so don't be afraid of it too much. It's just life. That's just how life goes. It'll transform you. It'll transform you. This image thing keeps coming back up. First of all, before I get there, also keep in mind this is totally a full moon where secrets will come out. All right, so if you have been caught up, you can also have an opportunity to see right through it at the end of it, right? Like once you've gone through the bullshit a little bit here, be like, oh dang, oh dang, that's the truth. That's the reality of the situation. But the seeing the self, the examining the self. Anybody who's had any like self-worth issues, body image issues, because again, we're also talking about the realm of Taurus here, right? It's not just Scorpio, it's not just Leo, which by the way, fixed signs, you're in for a ride this week. All right, fixed signs are gonna feel the energies probably the most. But coming back, it's almost like an enhanced awareness. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. There's an enhanced awareness with how you really view yourself, your body, who, like, your identity. Um, like, it's almost like you're more sensitive to it in a way. But it's also going to help you, like, recalibrate and work through any stuff, right, relating to that. So, am I taking this? No. Moonlight goddess, repressed emotions. Healing and reflection. Yeah, full moon Scorpio is going to bring up a lot. Like I said, it's unleashing the wild within, and that's everything. That's your passions, that's your desires, that's your inner beast, your inner animal, but also your deepest emotions, because that's also what Scorpio is. Scorpio is the underworld. It is the subconscious. It's the shit you don't think about. It's the shit you don't want to think about coming up to the surface here. Okay. If any of you have struggled with addiction or anything, that's obviously going to be something coming up that you'll be facing and understanding even more so. And I keep getting this, like, if you've been getting caught up in shit, if you've been getting caught up in, like, devilish energy, you're going to get clarity during this time. But this is also a time where you can get caught up in new things, like new shadows, like new veils of shadow in a way. So just practice awareness. Just practice awareness with that. A lot of stuff's coming up. A lot of stuff is coming to the surface right now. Ooh, God, I haven't seen this card in a while. Achievement. Keep focused on your dream. I like that. I like that a lot, because I feel like it's saying everything's okay, even if you're entering a vortex of illusion and death and darkness and seduction and sexual energy. Like, it's okay. You know, everything is relatively okay. Sometimes we just got to move through these veils, move through these kind of crazy portals. It feels like we're moving through a dark portal in a way, but not dark in a way where it's bad. It's just dark as in going where we haven't before, or again, things coming to the surface in a way where they haven't before. It's just kind of unknown and a little unfamiliar and very uncomfortable and very little control. That's something else that I think is an interesting theme too with this week, and especially with this full moon. Power dynamics control issues were coming up as a theme as I was doing my notes, but it also feels like there's complete lack of control, like an awareness of how little control we actually have, especially with this, like, impulsive expression of the wild within coming out. It's like it's almost to the extreme of lack of control. But even through that, there's still something to look forward to. There's still light to be seen. There's still light to be held on to. I'm getting strong Vesta energy here. That Mercury working with Vesta, right? It's like, even with Mercury retrograding, again, I've spoken this so many times. When Mercury retrogrades, when any planet retrogrades, it's a time for review. It's a time to just take a step back and kind of understand, like, the lessons, the energies that retrograde phase is bringing up for us, right? That's what it's for. It's for learning, it's for growing, it's for reviewing and making adjustments where needed. And I feel like that's what this is alluding to, like making adjustments to your mission, your purpose, how you find your own personal safety, what is home for you, what is hearth for you, what is truly sacred to you, right? Stay focused on that while you're moving through all of this, and it's going to bring things even into more perspective here. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of what I was saying before, where, yeah, there's a bunch of other shit going on. There's always a bunch of other shit going on, but even with everything else going on, this, like, long-term path of what matters to you, what is sacred to you, your purpose, your mission, etc., it's still there. It's still in your purview. It's still in your sights. It's just on a shelf, and you're aware that it's on a shelf while you're working through this stuff. And working through this stuff is going to help you to understand this stuff even better. Make sense? Okay. All right, moving on. I literally just heard the word crying. There might be some mood swings. There might be some mood swings too. They're saying square. It's one of the squares. Which square? Aspect square. Oh, Sun square Lilith. Yeah, because on the full moon, the moon will also be square Lilith. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So there might be some mood swings going on. If you gotta cry, you gotta cry. Crying is cleansing. It feels good to cry. More so after the fact, but you know. It's a way of purging and releasing. That's all it is. On the bottom, ooh, I like it. I like it. Eternal love, happiness, harmony, fulfillment. This always reminds me of the Sun card. Oh, and look at this. Flame tree, the start of something new underneath that. Yeah, we're just moving through a weird, dark, animalistic primal. It almost feels just like a little dirty in a way. Not like sexually, like maybe for some of you, but like it just feels like we're moving through a little bit of a dirty portal to get even more clean is how it actually feels to come through the other side and be even more in tune with ourselves and have even more of a truer perception of ourselves and what it is that we're doing, right? It's just an ebb and flow of life and we go through these cycles all the time. But this woman Scorpio is going to be massively transformative. But I love this because this also reminds me of Vesta too. Literally, Vesta is called the sacred flame. And here we have the flame tree. Eternal love, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's joy. It's joy, it's bliss, it's happiness, and also speaks of new beginnings. So we have two cards speaking of new beginnings in the overall. And like I said, this woman Scorpio, death is really highlighted. Death, endings, the understanding of what death is, our own primal natures. Because as much as we are divine beings, we're still humans. And I think a lot of us like to forget that sometimes. But we are still humans, and that's not always easy. And so I think there might also be some of that coming up for the collective as well. The hardship of what it is to be human and the discomfort with that, and like the not distaste, that's not the right word. Give me a good word. Disdain. Ooh, that feels extreme. I don't like that word. I'm not using that word. That makes me feel gross. I don't like that word. Just how hard it is to be human. Okay, just how hard it is to be human. Alrighty. Let's move on. Where are we at? 27 minutes. I'm tempted to use the energy oracle, but I want to save my voice. Like, I can feel it. My voice is going to need a rest soon. So we're just going to jump into the elements here. And I get my wild unknown animal spirit deck. I had to bring it. There was no way I wasn't going to bring this one. Okay. Earth, air, fire, or water. Ooh, fire. We're going with you, fire. I can really feel this tiger card. It's like even just touching it, I'm like feeling only tiger right now. Maybe it'll come out for you, fire signs. Okay. Let's get into it. Aries, Leo, Sag. Also, I know some of you guys are waiting on the sign readings. They're next on my list. So they will come at some point in time. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for this week. I feel like you guys are like revved up, but at the same time, I feel like you guys are like kind of annoyed and hurting. Like the being revved up, and it may even be sacred rage, it might even be it. But like, yeah, like the being revved up is almost masking how hurt you feel by something. How sensitive, that's a better word. How sensitive you feel about something or someone or an experience you've had. And it feels recent, it doesn't feel old. It feels almost like you're going through something right now, or you recently went through something. Again, it could have been an exchange, a tower moment, something that hurt you or made you feel a little vulnerable. Maybe even it was even an ego hit, but your reaction is to be revved up. Like some of you, it's coming out as anger. Some of you, it's coming out as like irritation or confidence to like prove someone wrong. Like it sparked action in you. Even if it hurt your feelings or hurt your ego, it sparked action in you. If you haven't gone through this event yet, you know, then you haven't gone through this event yet. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Bananas. Why am I getting bananas? Maybe you need more potassium. I don't know, but I'm getting bananas. Maybe you need more potassium. It's weird. It's a very weird thing. Oh, that could be solar plexus. Could be some solar plexus energy that is worth focusing on. Oh, I just got really dizzy. Just got dizzy and nauseous. Some of you guys, there's definitely need to focus on the solar plexus. Aries, oh, there it is. The froggy, water energy. This is about cleansing and emotional release. Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. I keep feeling hurt, like hurt, sad, vulnerable, ouchy in the heart. Like that's what I'm feeling with the frog. And again, whatever this was, it's like it's sparked you into action. Like it's been a motivator. It's been a catalyst for you. Maybe even a catalyst to change or to improve something, or again, to prove someone wrong. And some of you, it's purely anger. But the source of that, right? Like the source of that hurt is what is being asked to like be released and let go of. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm getting big regret. I'm getting strong regret energy here. I feel like it's yours. It could be someone else's, but I feel like it's yours. Do you regret dealing with somebody, getting into a certain... It's almost like you regret getting into a certain situation that caused this hurt to begin with. Like you regret even doing it. You regret even being a part of it or experiencing it at all. Like you kind of wish you didn't have to, or that you just didn't. That you didn't take that route. That you didn't take that choice. You didn't take that option to even be there to be hurt in the first place. That's kind of how it's feeling. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Oh, interesting. So Dragonfly flew out in reverse. I don't take reversals for this deck, but I just wanted to point that out. But Dragonfly is about perception. It speaks of needing to shift your perception, your perspective. I feel like, again, this is bringing up the image stuff, right? It's like it almost was a little bit like victim, like feeling like a victim or feeling like a martyr. And like this is what you need to shift your perspective on. It's like it's totally normal and human to like, you know, if we go through something that's unpleasant, like, God, why did I even have to experience that? Like, oh, why didn't I just make a different choice? And I never would have had to like be there, never would have had to deal with that person or hear that or experience that. Like, why can't I go back in time and just change that? And I feel like, again, I keep feeling the ego. So like, I think you feel a little bit, some of you might feel victimized by whatever this situation was or whoever this person was, if it's someone who like actively hurt you versus like something that just happened to you. It's different for everybody, so take it as it resonates. But yeah, some of you feel like a victim. Some of you feel like a victim. Some of you just feel embarrassed. Again, this whole image, right? But you need to shift your perception here. That's what Spirit is saying. Oh, wait, a strong work energy. Feel big work energy here, like literally career, being at the desk, making money, like feel big work energy here. Some of you might be workaholics is what I meant to say. I meant to say workaholics, not alcoholics. Maybe you're an alcoholic. I don't know. Not my business. I'm not here to judge. Maybe you guys are workaholics, because I'm getting strong workaholic energy here. Just like, what's the word? What's the word? There's a word for this phrase. Not chugging along. That's not the word. That's not the phrase. Chipping away, tugging away, chugging away. Oh God, I don't know. But you know, it's like just working. Like just going. It feels a little tiresome. It feels like weighted, like burdened down a little bit. You've been working a lot, or there's been a lot of like energy exerted I feel like it's work related. I'd be shocked if it wasn't work related. It could even feel like whatever it is that you've been putting so much of yourself into, it could even feel like a job, even if it's not. Like maintaining a household. Sometimes for people get really caught up in that and it could just feel like, oh my God, this is never ending. Um, and it turns into a job. Doing a passion, you work so hard at it and then it becomes a job. Having a family, you work so hard at it, you put all of yourself into your family, and sometimes it can feel like a job. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like it's work related, but some of you, it might not be. It just might feel like that it's become a job, it's become a chore, whatever you've put a lot of yourself into here. I definitely want to say don't ignore that. Some of you could have been a workaholic or doing this to avoid some feelings, but I actually think the burden of this kind of work, your job, or just this level of exertion of your energy and investment of your time and energy, it is a burden, and I do think it's affecting you emotionally, and I think you're not wanting to acknowledge that. I think you maybe some of you just become accustomed to it or just think it's normal or have thought it's normal. Maybe it was a learned behavior to do this. But there's some deep emotions there. I can feel it. It's like it feels like it's almost making me want to like well up a little bit, like getting a little choked up um, on how hard you've been working at something, a job or something that now feels like a job. It's oh there ooh. It's like it's not grief. What's like the better word for this? Like when you've been trying so hard at something and you've been doing it and doing it and doing it and you're just so tired, you're so stressed, you're so burdened that it just starts to make you cry, like you just start to break down. Like for example, I used to live in LA, right? Driving to work. This might actually not be a great example, but I just couldn't think of another like example of this. But driving to and from work, the traffic like over time just wore the fuck out of me. Like, sorry, excuse my language, but it just wore me down so much to like I got to the point where like I literally would pull over and just cry in my car because it just was overwhelming me like too much. Like that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling I have done too much. I keep doing too much, but you just keep doing it and not acknowledging the emotional wear and tear of it. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, hold on. Lost a card. Interesting. Wolfy Wolf. Wolf speaks of packs and tribe, but it also speaks of leadership. It's also my student teacher energy. It's also a card of wisdom. Wants to be right in the middle here. I feel like the emotions that you're ignoring around this, they are what they are. But I feel like the reason you fell into this kind of pattern, that like level of energy exertion, is because of whatever happened here. Or it's tied in some way. Like I said, it motivated you, right? It motivated you to like be more confident, to go and change people's minds, or to change a circumstance, or to be seen in like a different way, not feel like a victim, not be seen as a victim, not be embarrassed. And so you like overdid it. You're overdoing it. Time to pull out the wolf. Okay? Time to see this for what it is and rework it, right? Reevaluate it, rebalance yourself, and also really acknowledge the emotions there. Like acknowledging the emotions here is huge. It's huge, and it's going to shift your perspective about yourself. Okay? All right. Cards. So I have 4 tarot decks. One of them is the Midnight Magic Mushroom deck, and the others are more classic. So I haven't decided yet who's going to get that Midnight Magic. I'm kind of tempted to use it for you guys, but air. No, I think air is going to get it this time. Air. Okay. All right. So fire signs. Let's do this one. I need to get like a die or something for the Midnight Mushroom deck. Or Midnight Magic. It's not Midnight Mushroom, Midnight Magic. Okay. Oh, you're making my solar unhappy, fire signs. But getting drawn to the pack energy of the wolf. I feel bleh when it comes to that. Like pack, tribe, other people. I feel like there's stuff to be worked out there. I feel like some of those repressed emotions are really around like groups, packs, families, as it relates to feeling victimized or embarrassed. Yeah. And how you like seeing yourself as a result of that. I keep feeling this, like you've been overworking or overdoing. That's what it is. It's overworking or overdoing to compensate. That's how it feels, to compensate. Any messages or insights from my fire signs pertaining to this spread? Some of you, this is straight up about addiction. Understanding that you overdo because of whatever this is or was. I thought this was a much more recent event, but I think for most of you, this is actually shaping up to be something that happened a long time ago, or it's like a pattern of things, right? But some of you, it could even come across as like a recent experience with somebody is like what triggers this, like all this realization of all of this, right? Any messages or insights, my fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Ooh, Ace of Wands. There's some fire. First fire coming out. Okay. Ace of Wands is about literally passion. It's desire. It's the creative spark. It's the fuel for the fire, right? To go and get things done, to go and do, to go and act. A lot of that's going to be going on this week. It also speaks of new beginnings here, but this is a new beginning for you because it's you taking action in a different way that you haven't before. It's not about overdoing anymore. It's not about overdoing anymore. Yeah. Using your fire in a different way, more sustainably. And with different intentions, because I feel like you've been operating from an intention that you haven't even been aware of yourself. Again, this whole theme of like secrets, right? It's been a secret even to you. Yeah. Because it's almost like the subconscious intention has been from this very hurt place. This place of being embarrassed or victimized. I just keep getting those two words pretty strongly. Oh, interesting. Okay, Page of Cups. Definitely some inner child work here for some of you. That's for sure. But some of you, this feels external. Yeah, some of you, this feels external. Can I get a card for the Page of Cups, please? Strength card. Wow. Okay. So Leo energy. First of all, my inner child group. The inner child's got a lot to say. Stop silencing the inner child, is what I want to say. Stop silencing the inner child. 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 They got a lot to say, especially when it comes to this overdoing, this overworking. They're not very happy about it, okay? For those of you where there's an external energy coming in here, I feel like I'm feeling your reaction. Like it's putting you on edge. Like getting a little guarded. Can I get one more for this Page of Cups? Why are my fire signs becoming guarded? Now I'm getting like a Seven of Wands feeling. Oh, interesting. We have Two of Wands in reverse with the Fool card. I just gotta keep speaking on this. This external energy that's coming in for you, fire signs, it's like they're showing me the Seven of Wands. I can feel this like getting tight, getting a little tense, getting a little apprehensive, which tells me you know them or they trigger you in some way. Okay. If they trigger you in some way, it might pertain to some of the stuff that needs to die. And again, pertaining to how you overdo, how you overwork, and why you do that from places of feeling like a victim or feeling embarrassed at some point in time, like, and how you view yourself in all that process. But, I feel like your inner child has so much to say. I can't get away from it. And I feel like it's been silenced. I keep feeling this like silencing of the inner child, like so strongly. When the inner child, I almost like the inner child is like, if they were to say it, they say like, just fuck everything. Just do what you want. Do what you really want to do. Yeah, I almost feel like this like egging on, this like, come on, fire sign. Like I dare you to just be free. I dare you to just let go. I dare you to just like throw caution to the wind and just try something different, or try this or try that, or go do what it is you really want, instead of this like overworking, overdoing, compensating, especially when it comes to this like self-image stuff with feeling like a victim or feeling like embarrassed in some way, kind of like a little insecure, to just say fuck it and just do it. Just do what it is you want to do. Defy. Thank you. Defy. I just heard the word defy. Defy those that made you feel that way. Defy them, right? Defy the people who embarrassed you. Defy the people that made you feel like a victim or victimized you. And I keep getting this authority. I keep getting this authority energy from the external. Like, this is what I was feeling the apprehension towards. Maybe this is like somebody who, you know, they're your boss, or maybe they're like a parent or a grandparent, or somebody who like acts like they have something over you in some superior way, whether it's age or life experience or rank or something like that. Defy them. I keep wanting to say that, defy them. Sometimes it's like a teacher or like a mentor, but I feel like it's mirroring the past, right? It's like it's mirroring the people or persons that victimized you or made you feel embarrassed in some way. That's what your inner child is saying. Fire signs. You guys got an interesting reading so far. Oh, Nine of Wands. Oh boy. Anything else for my fire signs? Oh, lots of fire coming in on the horse and the camel. That overworking energy. I got chills everywhere. So Nine of Wands and the Three of Wands coming in on the camel and the horse, that overworking energy. Nine of Wands speaks of that. Look how tired he is. Look how tired he is. Like, if I just keep doing, if I just keep surviving, if I just keep, doing the most, no matter how tired I am, there's so much to look forward to. I will be victorious. The 3 and the 9 make a 6. Like, that's been the rationale behind this overdoing. This overworking. If I just do the most, then I have the most to look forward to. You see all that yellow? The yellow juxtaposition to the blue too. It's like the color difference is really striking to me. That's been the rationale. That I will be victorious, or I will be seen, or I will be rewarded in some way. I will be victorious, but that's not necessarily the case. And that's what your inner child is telling you. It's interesting because I almost feel like your inner child is your teacher right now. That's how it's feeling. Like your inner child is like, stop and just say fuck it. And just do it different. Like, I dare you to do it different. I dare you to do it in a way where you defy your own image. Like, yeah, it's actually how it's coming across. It's actually really cool. I'm really liking it. Overall, we do have the World card in reverse. Ooh, with the Moon in reverse. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. There's a whole lot of like seeing what you haven't seen before going on here, especially with these two. It's like, it's weird. It's almost like getting so clear on what's been so unclear and what you just really haven't seen about how you operate with this overdoing, overworking, this overcompensating. And with the World in reverse, like, it speaks to ending of major cycles, but it also speaks to resistance of that too. Your inner child is daring you, and I think you should take the dare. And I keep getting to this, like, this silencing, the like suffocating of your inner child's emotions. Time to let those babies out. Time to let those emotions out. Okay, fire signs. Let's get an advice card for you from the 4 agreements. Oops. Okay. Any messages, not messages, excuse me, any advice for my fire signs? I almost want to pull metaphysical cannabis card too, actually. You know what? I will do that. Yoink. If you haven't read the 4 agreements, read it. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. Take your life and enjoy it. Always do your best. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. It's all that matters. You don't need to be doing this shit. You don't need to be doing that. And at some point along the way, someone or many people made you think otherwise. Definitely also connects to that whole like not feeling like enough sort of deal, right? But let's get an advice, 1 card from here too. I really do like this deck. It's a very powerful deck. I just wish the editors didn't make so many mistakes. It's kind of annoying, and I do wish it was organized differently, but you know, it happens. Can I get a card for my fire signs, please? Okay, so you got 3. Am I reading all of these? I don't want to read all of them. So we have Abracadabra with Connect, Truth with Aura, and then Sarki, Stability, the Emperor. Ooh. Authority. I just heard authority. Interesting, because this is also about defying authority. Defying authority that has made you feel this way, and even presently puts you in your own state of authority, right? It brings you into a state of empowerment. I love that. I want to read this one, actually. I want to read the Abracadabra one. I'm only going to choose the one. Thought I was lagging for a second. Okay. Abracadabra is said to be a magical series of numbers, and if you write it out in a certain way, it will bring miracles into your life. The literal translation is, I will create as I speak. In this card, you are encouraged to speak your heart. The topical oracle tells you to rub your heart and chest with love. Speak to your heart in a way that creates a gratitude rampage. Take the topic of your choice and rub the spelling of abracadabra onto your heart chakra and just be. Be still, be here. For extra integration, do the pairing below with all the cards in the... Do the pairing below with and read all the cards in the spread. The pairing is aloe. Plant spirit is associated with that card. Okay, I'll read more. I'll read truth. You guys are getting a long reading. Because I haven't done a reading in a bit. So I'm like really enjoying myself and taking my time. Okay. If this card has come up for you, it's time to find the truth. The light is inside us all, and the more we are our truest selves, the more this light builds. The truth card is about diving into the inner child years and lifting the veil at a time when someone made you feel less like yourself. At some point, you began protecting yourself, as noted by the cloak hanging in the expansiveness of the white aura. The suppressed emotions of the child became the shadow work of the adult. You're good enough. Creating happy inner personalities helps manifest your joyful personal reality. Work with Diamond. New thought pattern is, it is easy for me to express my needs. I am loved exactly how I am. Oh. Okay, fire signs. Moving on. I'm still a little dizzy, but I don't want to take a break because I would like to actually just sit through this continuously, you know? Okay. Clearing the board. Put you guys right there. do that. Okay. Oh, I just realized I didn't even look at the bottom. Oh, dear. Graceful, loving, nurturing. I feel like really nurturing the self and like really loving on the self pretty hardcore. Also probably working on some like parent-child dynamics, especially with the mother. Probably very huge. It's been big for the collective recently. All right. Let's see. Earth, air, or water? Ooh, water. Hey, water signs. Ooh. Okay. What's going on with you? You guys feel different. We'll do 40. Okay. Hi, water signs. Something about your energy feels like, I don't know, it's like making me want to like, I don't know, like do a jig or something. Like like sparkle. I'm getting like sparkle. It's time to sparkle. Okay. Are you just very childlike right now? Just very giddy right now? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Maybe you're getting good news. I like you guys. I literally just like want to do this. It's like very cute. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Again, I keep feeling this very jovial, childlike energy with you, but I did just hear shadow. Shadow. Some of you might have gotten blah, blah, blah words. Become more acquainted with your inner beast is how it's coming through. Your inner darkness, your inner edge. And that might have put you in a darker energy for a bit, or much more like intolerant is the word I'm hearing, intolerant sort of a state, and maybe people are picking up on that. But you might be moving out of that now and like just like have found your grounding with that, and you're in your jovial energy. Why am I getting Gemini? I'm getting like strong Gemini vibes. You could be a Cancer gem cusper. You totally could be. You could have Gemini in your chart. We deal with Gemini, etc., etc. Venus is in Gemini, so this could be pertaining to where Venus is transiting your houses as well. All right, so pay attention to that in your personal charts. But I'm feeling this like different parts of you. Like I just spoke about the inner beast, and I'm feeling this like very giddy, like inner child sort of a vibe. Water sign. Some of you guys might have struggled balancing all the different sides of you, especially if you have strong Gemini. If you're like Gemini moon, sun, rising, etc., or stellium, or even like in the nodes, right? If you got strong Gemini in your chart, like you can pertain to this. But yeah, it's like they're all parts of you and they're all valid parts of you. But I think finding a way where you just feel comfortable being you and being in these versions of yourself. Interesting. Ooh, I like this. So water signs, for those of you guys where that applies, you're getting much more comfortable just being in whatever state you are. If you're feeling more edgy, you're just going to be edgy. If you're feeling more like childlike, you're just going to be childlike and giddy. If you're feeling more like Saturnian, you're going to be more Saturnian. If you're feeling more sexy, you're going to be feeling sexy. Like, I'm feeling this recognition of like of the external. God, what are the words for this? I want to like have the perfect words for this. Like you're over pandering to the external. Like people might call you moody. People might call you really sensitive. People might accuse you of being fake. That's just like the vibe I'm getting because they don't understand. Right? Anything that people don't understand, they tend to villainize, right? To some extent, or go, ooh, weird and unknown, right? It's okay to have very different ways of expressing yourself. And I think that's what I'm alluding to here. Like you're getting more okay with that. And wherever you are is just where you are. You don't have to convince people. Your people are going to accept you, whoever you are, whatever you are, right? But people who don't get it, they're just not going to get it. They're just not going to get it. Like, you're not just the color blue, you're the rainbow. To whoever it is that I'm speaking to for that channeling. Oh, it's pretty powerful stuff. Okay. I feel like I spoke on this recently. Like about making people uncomfortable. Making people uncomfortable. Thought someone was opening the door for a second. Oh no, it's just a neighbor. Yeah, about making other people uncomfortable, right? It's like you're over it. Speaking of water signs who are over that shit. Any messages or insights from our water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Starfish. Okay. I see water signs. You get a lot of attention. Starfish energy, it can speak of superficiality, but it also speaks of being seen, like being captivating, like a star. You know, being very shite. Jesus. Bright and shiny. Very, very bright. I don't know what that was. Very bright and shiny. Okay. Okay. Some of you are actually getting in touch with with the power to be alluring. You could say seductive. I don't really like the connotation with that word. It's starting to get a little dark in here, but I don't know how to. Well, I don't know if this light is like. Oh, that's not great, but whatever. It is what it is. The power to pull in, the power to be alluring, the power to attract. That's also getting in tune with your own feminine energy, but I feel like it's really just it's happening by just being in these versions of you, just being you, and saying screw anybody who doesn't get it. It's like I feel like a catching people by surprise. Like if you're being giddy, right? If you're like in your childlike energy, some people might like attempt to take advantage of you only to be met with like, I don't know, the inner like badass goddess god energy and be like, whoa, didn't know that, didn't think that was there. It's like, yeah, I'm a multifaceted being, right? It's like it's got that kind of like interesting experience. But yeah, I feel like shocking people, surprising people. Oh. Lizard. It's funny I just said shocking people because lizard is being overwhelmed. That's a feeling of being overwhelmed. Some of you are very strong empaths because this card can also speak of empathy overload or empath overload where you're just taking on way too much energy. And I feel so much of like of being shamed for just being you. I keep feeling that, and I keep getting this like, you're too sensitive, you're too this, you're too that. And it's all around the realm of like emotions and how you express yourself. Like one day you might be up and one day you might be down, and like it is what it is, right? But I feel like even if people don't say it, because some of you are really strong empaths, you feel that shit and you've taken it on as yours, and it's not yours. It's not. You're a bright steiny Jesus. You're a bright, shiny starfish water sign. And yeah, you might have attracted some people to you that are not so great and that ended up making you feel not so great about yourself. I just feel so much judgment. I feel a lot of judgment and a lot of criticism and a lot of shame for just being you. But it's probably because you're just too bright, or people just didn't understand you or don't understand you, and it just is what it is, right? You can't really do anything about that. But what you can do is not take it on and not take it personal, and recognize when you are taking something on that doesn't belong to you, and allowing yourself to just be you and just not apologize for it. Interesting. Beaver just came out. That feels weird. This feels funky. This feels weird. Why is that energy here? Okay. Water signs. This feels like a mask. It's so weird. Like there's cards in here that speaks of like that speak of masking. Maybe some of you guys are actually on the spectrum, because where that term kept like come up. whoa. It's interesting that term just came up. Because when I said masking, I literally thought about autism. And I'm thinking for some of you that might apply, where maybe you're on the spectrum and maybe you learn to mask, especially if you're a female. Females tend to mask easier. Because when this came out, I was like, who and what is that? But it's not the water signs I'm feeling right now. And it's not, but it's what you've almost been masking as, portraying. Like beaver is like routine, tame, calm, consistent. The water signs I'm tuning into, your baseline is a roller coaster. And there's nothing wrong with that, is what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. If people find that there's something wrong with that, that's on them, that's not on you. You're not a beaver. The water signs I'm talking to, you're not a beaver. People may want you to be a beaver. You ain't a beaver. Okay? You're here to be a starfish. And if that rubs people the wrong way, they want you to be like this. They want you to be quiet. They want you to be tame. They want you to be easy to deal with. Well, that ain't you. Okay? So stop trying to be a beaver, because you're not a beaver. All right? I keep feeling the sensitivity. Hold on. I keep feeling that, like the stab of judgment. It feels like a stabbing in my chest, like the stab of judgment, the stab of criticism, like stab. Even if people don't say it, you feel it. I feel like some of you guys need to be better at containing your energy, because that is a way for you to not feel that stuff. Like almost like learning to kind of tone down the empathic part of you, the psychically sensitive part of you, emotionally sensitive part of you, not in a way where you're like restraining yourself, because that's not what this is about, right? It's about finding a way to be you without feeling stabbed emotionally and energetically. Okay? Interesting. That's camel. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Why is camel here? Can I get another card for camel? I'm almost feeling nothing from this camel energy. It feels very matrixy in your reading. It feels very like no life. Actually, camel's kind of a routine energy. Camel's kind of like going through the desert 40 days, 40 nights with what I got. I just got to be in survival mode and I just have to go. But it's not in a way of pushing oneself. It's literally like day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. It can speak of sustainability, but it's weird. Like when I tune into this card in your reading, I feel nothing. Like I feel like a zombie in the Matrix. Like that's kind of like what I'm feeling off of it. I feel like there's an external energy around you. I just heard brother. Interesting. This person might be a male. They might actually be like your brother, or they may have a brother or be a brother to somebody. Or maybe you've spent a lot of time with them, or maybe they use that terminology, but the word brothers was coming up a little bit. But I'm getting this is most likely a male. Okay. For those where that applies, this is not going to apply to everybody. You'll know. Anything else for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh. With black egg and look, octopus at the bottom. Yeah. We don't like the octopus in this deck. It's like the double card. It's like codependency and like strangling somebody. But the black egg is coming out with camel. Whoever this is, I feel like this is someone in your field. I feel like this is someone in your energy. And you know, when we are picking up on people, me and my team are picking up on people who are empaths and who have been like overloaded by taking on other people's stuff, other people will show up in the reading because you're literally taking on their energy, and so they're in your field. So this is someone who's in your field, okay? Whoever they are, I feel like there's so much that they don't say. Black egg is throat chakra energy, and what I'm getting from the camel is like almost nothing. Like they're kind of like living a lifeless life, like day in, day out, 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 day in, day out. It's just it's very monotonous, but there's a lot they also don't say. Are they silenced? This energy's funky. I feel like this person tries to stay really shut off. This person is definitely like living this very, and again, Matrix isn't bad. It's like, I just don't have another word for it. They're living this very like mainstream asleep kind of life. I'll put it that way. That's what they're living. I don't think they want to, though. I don't think they want to. This person feels kind of numb. Like they're numb to get through life, and so there's a lot that's not expressed. There's a lot that gets left unexpressed. I feel like you know this person. You may even trigger something in them. You may trigger something in them because they may see this tendency or this pattern of like you playing the beaver, but even they can see you're not a beaver, but they're kind of stuck in their own version of the beaver. Does this make sense? That's what I'm getting. Yeah, it's like they're stuck in their own version of the beaver. You're moving way more into your natural starfish. And it's like, I just want to jolt this person. I just want to like shake them or like literally give them a jolt. Cause it's like, yeah, I just feel like they really shut themselves off. They're playing their version of the beaver. And so much is left unexpressed. I feel like they have a lot they actually want to say to you that they haven't said. Oh. My sacral just went, ugh, like that. Just like that. Yeah, there's a lot they want to say to you. There's a lot they want to say to you. We're going to get into that. You hear that? There's a lot they want to say to you. Any other messages or insights from I got chills all over. Any messages or insights from my water signs? Got 2 more cards. Ooh, nice overall. Oh, look what landed on the starfish. Wow. Look at you, water signs. Owl and bat landed on starfish. They're pointing to the superficiality of the starfish. I'm not saying you're superficial. I feel like, again, people don't get you. Certain types of people or a person, they don't understand you. They don't see the depths of the layers, but they find you alluring. They find you bright and shiny. Well, you're a freaking owl too, right? Owl with the bat. This is totally psychic awareness and intuition, but it's also this energy of excuse me, like divine knowledge, high priestess. Also recognizing the transition that you're going through or that you could potentially be going through, right? Like no longer playing the beaver, not indulging in anybody who wants you to play the beaver. You're going to be the damn starfish owl combination. That's what you're going to be. Hold on. Oh. Hold on, let me get a tissue. Give me a second. Oh. Oh. Okay. Overall, we have cosmic egg, crown chakra energy. This also speaks of evolution, reaching the next state of awareness, consciousness, expansion, etc., etc., etc. But I'm getting the word evolution. Definitely for you, my water signs, my bright, shiny starfish owl water signs. Okay. I am so curious about this energy. Who's in your field? They feel stuck. They do. And it's not your job to get them unstuck. I really want to say that. You've taken on too much of their energy already. I actually would really encourage you to get them out of your field. But this, I can feel it. It's like they're stuck in the mud. It's like almost like paralyzed in a way, or they don't have like enough energy or life to like move out of that way of being, but they want to. Let's pull cards for you guys. Hold on. The glare is like, my glasses is bothering me. Midnight Magic is going with the air sign. So let's do this one. No, let's do the little one. That was the ice machine. I feel like some of you guys wondered, it's the ice machine. Okay, cool. I keep getting sucked into the beaver. Oh, excuse me. There's a mustering up of courage that is going to be taking place for some of you to really stand up against anybody who wants you to play small or wants you to play, I don't even know what to call this, mundane, routine, mainstream. I almost want to use the word dull. It's to dim your light. And the beaver's not bad, like in and of itself. It's a beautiful card in its own way. But it's not who you are. It is not who you are, water signs. Look at you, Queen of Cups. Coming out as the Queen of Cups. I feel reflective there. I feel reflection on this piece of you, this pattern, this tendency. I actually want to put it like right between the bat and the beaver with the owl. Again, this is insight you're gaining about yourself. Some of you, this could all be taking place in the workplace as well, because beaver can be a working energy. Camel's definitely a working energy. And that I think the workplace is where a lot of us can feel that like that pressure to be a certain way or to be careful what we say, what we do, to like watch ourselves a little bit. So some of you guys, it could totally be taking place in the workplace. Like stereotypical example, right? Because a lot of this I feel like is about how you express yourself and your emotions. Like, you know, not being a silent worker bee, so to speak, but like in the workplace, right? Like stereotypically women are told that they're emotional if they like express their opinions, right? Like that. Outspoken is what I just heard. Outspoken. There's nothing wrong with being outspoken. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh. Ten of Swords in reverse came on the owl here. I feel pain. I feel betrayal. Like people, remember I was getting the stabbing earlier? Like people intentionally hurting you is actually what I'm getting. And it has been to dim your light. It has been to take you down a peg. It has been to tear you down. Like that's exactly what it feels like. This feels like patterns. This feels like memories. And it could even be a recent event. Okay, it doesn't have to be that. It could be like a true blue, like just recent event. Recognizing who doesn't want you to shine. Who wants you to play the beaver. Interesting, we have King of Cups at the bottom. Actually, tell me about this camel and the black egg. Oh, before we do that. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse coming on the starfish. I feel like water signs, people just got a problem with you, man. Like, they're either intimidated by you and they want to dim your light, make you small, hurt you. They don't want to play in your team as they don't want to play in your team. Yeah. It feels like an intimidation thing or even a jealousy thing is what it feels like, water signs. That's what it feels like. You're too not normal. I want you to be more normal. That's what it feels like. And some of you, this has been like your self-talk from like patterns, but for those of you where it's a recent experience, the recent experience is that people don't want you to shine so bright. They want you to be the beaver. Tell me about the camel and the black egg. Oh, Two of Cups in reverse. See, I knew this was somebody in your field. The Two of Cups only comes out when you're dealing with another person. Three of Pentacles comes out when you're dealing with another person. But yeah, camel and black egg, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is somebody that you're not exactly on the same page with right now, but it makes sense, right? It's like they're playing their version of the beaver. You're not going to play the beaver anymore. You're going to shine bright. This person wants to. They're just like, they're stuck. That King of Cups keeps catching my attention. You came out as the Queen. This could be someone who is cut from the same cloth as you, but they don't know how to make that transition. They don't know how to like have this reflective moment of transformation, right? Which again could also be why they're stuck in your field, because they see that on some subconscious level, even if they're not aware of it themselves consciously. Tell me about the camel and the black egg. Oh my. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles in reverse and Justice. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that vibe. Because Knight of Pentacles in reverse is like not trustworthy and not showing up, like not reliable, like no support. And then Justice. It's almost like this person might be dealing with some, how do I say this? Issues when it comes to beating themselves up. Because what I'm getting is like they feel like they deserve to not have, oh God, how do I want to phrase this? Like they deserve to not have reliable people in their life. Like they deserve to like not have good quality people in their life. Some of you might have walked away from this person because I keep hearing the word away, 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 away. But I feel like you are like distant in some way from them as you're transitioning deeper into your starfish owl energy. And you're shining brighter without shame. Like you are moving further away from this person. Can I get more for the camel and the black egg? Seven of Swords. This energy is like, I mean, honestly, it just comes down to like, they just have these notions that they don't deserve good things. They don't deserve good people. They don't deserve good relationships. And again, whether they're aware of that or not, like, I feel like the most likely they're not even aware that that's exactly what it is. But they can recognize your transition and who you are, and they just can't do it. Like, that's how it's coming through. They just can't do it. This could be a friend of yours. This could be a colleague. This could be somebody who wants you to stay a beaver, but like, you're not going to. You're not going to stay at that level. You're not going to let anybody keep you at that level either. You're going to shine. You're going to shine, water sign. Oh, interesting. I'll show you guys in a second. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I love the overall. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Oh. Okay. Water sign. So a lot landed on you, on the Queen of Cups. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Wands, and all of this was around the beaver. All of this was around the beaver. Being the beaver is not good for you. It's keeping you in a state that is just not natural to you, where you can't shine. It's keeping you small. And especially with the Five of Pentacles being in reverse here with the Nine of Wands, it's like recognizing that you can get out of that with a little bit of work and a little bit of effort, and also some strong ass boundaries too. Because I keep getting like people like this camel, they get into your field, you take on their energy, or they want you to like be down at their level. Either way, it's like, it's almost putting like an energetic clamp on you. Like, you can't shine as bright as you possibly can with these kind of people around you. That's what it feels like. It's like putting like a clamp like around you. or a chain around you. And then we have the Eight of Swords that came out on the Queen of Cups as well, around the beaver. You're not a beaver. You're not. Eight of Swords with the beaver, that has been the effect of people making you think you need to play small. Making you think that there's something wrong with you about the way you express yourself or the way that you deal with your emotions. And it's made you afraid or like hesitant to shine brightly, but you're done with that. Because look, we have the Three of Swords with the Ten of Swords. And who had the 7? The camel. The camel had the 7. You're seeing things for what they are. And it's like, even if this camel or people who've like been this camel for you don't have bad intentions. Well, no, I'm not going to say it that way because there's another card that came out here and I'll talk about in a second. But even if they're like, even if they have admiration for you and all of that, it kind of doesn't matter because this camel, as much as they want to go to where you're going or be free in like how you're being free, they can't right now. And so a part of them kind of wishes that you wouldn't. But you are. You are. The other card that came out for the camel? Yeah, the trickster. The manipulator. Overall, we do have the Queen of Wands, which I feel like is the energy you're moving into. Like, you're vibing. Like, you're totally vibing. The Queen of Wands does not give a shit about being who she is, right? Very confident energy there. Very attractive energy. But interestingly enough, we have the Four of Cups in reverse with the Three of Cups. There's an Ace of Cups there. Again, you're definitely dealing with how people have rejected you, rejected who you are naturally, but you also don't want anything to do with those people. You want nothing to do with the kind of people that have rejected you or wanted you to play small. Like you're not doing that shit. Like you're just not doing it. You'd rather be solo than have people around you that will tear you down or make you dim your light. Like you're not about that. You're not about that. Even underneath the Three of Cups, look, Temperance in reverse, like totally imbalanced, right? Not doing that. Not doing that for 1 second. All right, let's get an advice card for you and a metaphysical cannabis card. I might turn on more lights. It's getting a little extra dark. Oh, the Clydester. He's still kind of doped up. Can I get a card for my water signs, please? Hit me in the face. Can I get a card for my water signs, please? All right, let's see. Always do your best. Take action without expecting a reward. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I can't read it that way. Yeah, I gotta turn on some lights in here. Do your best and take the action because you love it. Not because you expect a reward. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action. You can even receive greater rewards than you imagined. I feel like this is speaking more so to like, take the action you want because it's who you are. Not because you're gonna get like socially accepted, basically. I feel like that's what this is really alluding to. Not that you can read all of that, but you know, just showing you the card. Yeah, let me turn on a light or two. Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, wow. That's like a world of difference. Look at that. I thought the lighting was going to be bad. I should have turned these on a while ago. All right. Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. Oh, why did I put these back in the box? Anyway. Can I get a card for my water signs, please? Parting message for my water signs. Ooh. And like it. I can't pronounce this one, but I'll give it my best try. Gwangwani Jemai, sexuality. Look at that. Look at that power stance. It's very Queen of Wands, isn't it? Very Queen of Wands, being her in all of her body jewelry, crown. I don't know, what is that? Like a leather onesie in the water, like whatever the fuck she wants to be. I love that. Let's go ahead and read that. I've been cussing a lot today, so sorry, excuse my French. It's felt like one of those days, you know. A black goddess emerges. She is fully in love with her sexuality, confident in her sacred power. She does not let anyone siphon energy from her. What did I say, water signs? Don't let these people like get into your field and dim your energy, dim your light. It's not worth it. Okay? She activates the erogenous zones of those who allow their true divinity to shine through when working with creator energy. The dolphin medicine reminds you to breathe through your energetic downloads. This card is amplified if it appears partnered with the creative vortex. The energy created by the embodiment of your sacred sexuality is a driving force and powerful manifester. She is here to tell you that you have forgotten your worth and you need to embrace your full power. The creator energy is a powerful driver for manifestation, taking you into the multidimensional realm that the erotic energetic expansion will take place in. It has already happened within your highest self. You must only remember to harness the energy and set an intention. I like it. That's who you are. And I don't really like the way it was phrased, like it's already happened with your highest self. I like to think that we are our best versions of ourselves. We are already our highest versions of ourselves because it is us. It is us. We just have multidimensional versions of ourselves, right? But this is you. It's not some faraway version of you. It's not some detached, superior version of you. It's you. It's you. And you just got to remember that. And you just got to own it and say, screw anybody who's uncomfortable with it. Basically. Okay? Okay. Very liberating for my water signs. This full moon's going to be. That was very Yoda-y. Sorry. Very liberating this full moon. For my water signs, this full moon will be. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me just clear the board before we move on. I'm not gonna put those back in the box. I'm gonna put them right here. It's funny. Let's put you on the side. Actually, what am I gonna title this video? Maybe The Wild Within. Okay. Let me get a little bit more water too. Okay. Earth or air? Earth, you feel quiet. Should I be worried about you? All right, air's going next. Or are they? No, you know what? Earth signs, we're going to do you. We're going to do you next. I don't know why you guys feel so quiet. I mean, it's like, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Whoa. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. They're showing me a horse. It's time to be free, Earth signs. It's time to be free. It's time to enjoy life. Why does it have such like a solemn energy to it? Like a sad, quiet energy to it. Like they're literally showing me like a horse in a field and just like slowly kind of like moseying about here. There's also this really beautiful energy too that I'm feeling. It's like feeling it really deep in the chest. Um, like seeing someone as beautiful. That's actually like literally what's coming through. Seeing someone as beautiful, maybe seeing someone fully in all of who they are, what they are, and appreciating them for that. Someone could be seeing you that way. You could be seeing another person that way. But I'm only seeing one horse. So it's like it's speaking to this like individual, right? This individual sort of energy. I want to say, Earth signs, it's time to be free in your beauty, is how I want to say. Like, it's time to be free in your vessel. Maybe like adorning the vessel, like decorating the vessel in a way that you haven't before, appreciating your body in a way that you haven't before. It's like such an energy of feeling free and beautiful, feeling free and attractive. Mm. Oh, I might need to take a break. Moving stuff, like the dust just really kicked up my asthma, my allergies. Oh, no, that's not gonna help me. Okay. But that's what I'm getting with you, Earth signs. And even just enjoying the beauty of life. It really feels like stopping and smelling the roses, but enjoying you, enjoying freedom, and being in the state of just feeling beautiful. Like it's just how it's coming through. Ooh. Did you guys just see that too? Huh? Anyway. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh, what a strong card, earth signs. The Phoenix. Excuse me. This actually represents the root chakra, and it is like a kundalini rising. It is like a rebirth. It is rising into power. I'm actually hearing glory is the word that I'm hearing. Riding again with the horses, riding into glory, rising into glory. I would really suggest working with horses if you haven't worked with them. And it doesn't have to be like actively working with horses in like your physical reality. It totally can be, which I think is really cool if you can do that. But like working with that kind of energy, right? Even if you're just looking at pictures of horses, visualizing horses, that sort of deal, like driving around ranches, like being around horse energy, because I just keep getting that so strongly for you guys right now. I like this. I like this vibe. It's like some of you it is a little sexual, but I just keep feeling it's moving into a state of feeling free and feeling beautiful and appreciating the vessel and appreciating the beauty of life. Like it's definitely a new it's a new level of appreciation you're just moving into. But it feels so earthy. It feels so earth-based. Like I don't feel fire. I don't feel water. Yeah, I feel earth. Earth, 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 earth. Like being very grounded in it. Thank you. That's a good word for it. Being very grounded in it. I knew this was going to come out. I should have just called it. Eagle. Eagle comes out when we're entering new cycles. Entering or closing cycles, karmic cycles, really speaks of life lessons, but Eagle in of itself is a divine messenger and speaks of divine sight, psychic sight. It's very powerful cards you got going on here. This feels like a new you, Earth signs. This feels like a new you. I'm actually hearing for some of you, it's a new life. It's a new appreciation for what life is. I feel like some of you had a hard road recently and things are about to get easier. And I think also like when we go through hard times, we tend to have more appreciation for when things are going well, right? When we've been through the shit, when we've been like struggling for money or health or whatever it is, it's like we start to be way more appreciative of like being healthy or having funds or whatever it is. But yeah, it feels like a new level of appreciation because you've actually gone through a very tough time. Some of you, this could even have been an initiation. But it feels like it's liberating you in this very grounded, peaceful, running through the meadows like a wild horse kind of a vibe. It's very nice. I really like this a lot for you. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh. That's a very different energy. You're out of this energy. Okay, thank you. They're talking to me. Mouse and tarantula. This is where you've been. You've been kind of stuck. Excuse me. I'm hearing with vision. That's what I'm hearing. You've been stuck with vision. When it comes to the steps you want to make, it feels like there's been a kind of like a natural forcing intention or energy that you've been coming from when it comes to damn it. Hold on. I might need to get my inhaler. When it comes to a plan or a path that you've been trying to walk, because tarantula is like a crossroads energy. It's tension, it's stress. And mouse is a very stressful energy. Yeah, sorry guys. I just gotta take a little break. I need to get my inhaler. Give me a minute. Okay. That was weird. Thought I saw something else. But I have my glasses on, so who knows. Okay. This is the energy you've been moving out of. I feel like this has been a huge block for you, earth signs. If like it's been blocking your vision. It's been blocking your ability to see the right course, the right plan, the right action, the way things that even like the way like you want things to go versus should even. I feel like 7 of Cups energy. You've had a block on your sight. To get out of this, I feel like you've actually needed to take some time out, okay, to go through this with the Phoenix and the Eagle energy. Some of you, that could have been in the form of a tower moment or some kind of like catalytic event. Some of you could have just literally taken a vacation, right? But like removing yourself from this. Being like, okay, you know what? I don't totally see it. I don't totally get it. I'm just going to shelve it. I'm going to focus on other things. I'm going to focus on me, or I'm going to take a vacation or whatever it is. But I feel like you've been forced. Yeah, I keep getting initiation. That's what I keep getting. I feel like you've been literally forced through this Phoenix energy. Being here has not been easy. It's been confusing. It's been daunting. It's been stressful. You might have even been putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But I feel like this only comes with time away from this. Oh, come here. Blech. with time away from this. Whether you were forced to shelve this via a tower moment or catalytic event, or you chose to take a step back to gain perspective. And once you do, it's like, I don't know, you go through some sort of initiation. I keep getting initiation or some sort of like process here. And it puts you in this new state of appreciating life, appreciating yourself, realizing what really matters. Whatever you've been stuck on might not matter as much to you after you come through the other side of this. Some of you, this is definitely moving from being overly concerned about earthly matters, material matters, versus like the soul and what life is really supposed to be about. Enjoying life. Yeah, it's kind of the energy of like getting super stressed out about like, you know, like taxes and bills and work and things like that, and being like, you know what? I'm going to go smell the roses. I'm going to go pick a daisy. I'm just not going to worry about that shit right now. Prioritizing enjoying life, not just trying to do life. Make sense? Let's see what else wants to come out for you. This might not happen until the full moon for some of you. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Whoa. So we had 3 cards land on the eagle. They're doozies. Butterfly, panther, and snake. Remember, I feel like eagle is starting a whole new cycle for you, a whole new way of appreciating life, and maybe even like living life too, because you're appreciating it differently. This is a new, how do I want to say this? I feel like the way you're using your energy is different. Like the way you're exerting energy for work, or the way that you are like taking time for things, or even thinking about things. I feel like a lot less mental energy too, like a lot less stuff taking up space in the mind. I feel that too. When snake comes out, we're talking about untapped energy that you're finally tapping into. An untapped you that you're finally tapping into. And butterfly really speaks to this renewal energy, or like new cycle, new you that's being birthed here. Panther's cathartic, okay? Panther is a release. It is a release of energy. I feel sexual energy behind that, actually. Sometimes I feel anger and pain. I feel sexual energy. Like a part of you is waking up. Yeah, it's like a part of you is like waking up from a slumber. And it's through your sexual energy. It's through your power to create. It's through your power to enjoy life. I keep getting this is about enjoying life, Earth signs. I almost said Cancer. Maybe not only Cancer, maybe Cancer in your chart, but excuse me. Yeah, this is how it's feeling to me. Yeah, a piece of you is waking up to what really matters, and this ain't it. This, not it. It's going to be like a breath of fresh air too, because whatever you've been pushing or so confused about or stuck on, this is almost going to give you a new tool to go about it differently with a different intention. Overall, dragonfly, perceptional shift, a shift in your perception, basically. Also is very intuitive energy, but underneath that, we've got vulture with death magic. Like I said, you're definitely going through a transformation here, and what you're focusing on is what's changing. What matters to you, your perception of what matters, is going through a transformation, is going through a death process, and coming out the other side with this, oh, beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. With lion and whale. This is having a deep capacity for, how do I want to say this? Understanding interconnectedness, understanding spirit, being connected to your soul, again, being connected to what matters. And with lion is the master of fire in this deck. This is also being able to practice the wisdom of how to utilize your energy, your energetic resources in the most efficient way. And when to take action, when to not take action, when to rest, when not to rest. And you're doing it with divine wisdom because you're taking a step back. You're seeing what really matters to you, and you're seeing how to appreciate life, how to really enjoy life in a way that is not only sustainable and feeds your soul, but is also part of this like new version of you where you are unlocking a part of you that's been asleep. I keep hearing deep slumber. Like that's how it's coming through. Been in a deep slumber. Some of you forgot how to enjoy life. Like really what's going down to you. Some of you forgot how to play. How to literally run through a meadow and pick a daisy. You know? Let's go ahead and pull cards for you. Oh, I was like, where did my decks go? Right there. Ooh, staring me in the face. Okay. Any other messages or insights from the earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, that energy, giving you no rest, no peace of mind, no silence. I feel restless, and super anxious. You've needed a break from this. Yeah, just it's done you no favors. You've needed a break. You've needed a break from that big time. It's one of those things too, like especially if you've been trying to figure something out, it's like sometimes you just like literally need a break so your brain can like allow itself to look at something differently, you know? Woo, woo. Okay. Oh my. Their reflective energy just came out. I'm just sitting with it for a second. 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and the World card, which means there's a 2 of Cups there. Relationships. Or one relationship in particular that you haven't, I feel avoidance with that 4 of Cups. This is relating to the part of you that's been asleep, that's been slumbering. I can't tell this avoidance is from your past. It's stemmed from your past. Rooted. That feels like the right word. Rooted in your past. What I mean by that is the 6 of Cups, like I'm just getting pure reflection. Literally looking into your past, remembering certain things. And with the 2 of Cups energy lurking there with the 4 and the 6, it's bringing up this like avoidance energy with the 4 of Cups. Avoidance feels more present, but it's rooted by experiences in the past with another person or other people. What would cause you to avoid? This is a huge lesson for you guys. Whatever this avoidance is, I don't know if you heard that knocking too. Whatever this avoidance is, how do I explain this? Sorry, I'm also getting distracted because of my throat. Just give me a second. The avoidance is what is leading you to not enjoy life. Not in the way that maybe you used to or a way that part of you wants to. It's almost like the 4 of Cups has been keeping you kind of stuck and focusing on things that don't matter as much. Focusing on things that actually don't mean as much to you as you think they do. Something from your past is causing you to avoid and to look at things that don't matter, to focus on things that don't matter, to not allow yourself to enjoy life. But you're learning that lesson. You're learning that lesson. What happened? That's what I want to know. What happened, Earth signs? What happened in your past to make you think you needed to focus on these things? Or what happened in your past to the point where like you're confronted with something or someone or types of people and you're like, nope, I'm gonna go do that. Even though that doesn't matter as much to you. Disappointment. Thank you. So we'll just say the past. Disappointing events from your past, it's almost like to avoid the disappointment, you focused on other things, almost like hoping they'd be more fulfilling. That's how it's coming across. Hoping they'd be more fulfilling. Hoping like they could take that place of what it is you actually wanted. And I feel like relationships were at the center of this. Like people made you feel this way, or maybe it's relationships like in and of itself as a concept made you feel this way. Maybe even felt rejected too as part of it. Because yeah, it's like whatever you really wanted, like didn't want you. Or you couldn't have, or you were told you couldn't have. So I was like, all right, let me try to find fulfillment another way. And focus on other things, again, that don't really matter. And I feel like they were way more about the material plane than anything else. But again, you're relearning. You're reawakening to what makes you happy and what actually fulfills you. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Queen of Wands and Six of I just heard doing the most is what I just heard. Doing the most. Queen of Wands and Six of Wands. This is incredibly attractive, captivating, charismatic energy. This is like, we can't stop looking at the Queen of Wands. Can't stop looking at the Queen of Wands. Confident Queen of Wands. Attractive Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is doing the thing. Like being praised almost. Being praised. This is the part of you that's waking up. Reawakening is what I'm hearing. This is the part of you that's reawakening. It's the Queen of Wands. So take away the Six for a second. It's this part of you, okay? This part of you is reawakening. And it is sexual. That's what I was getting with the Panther. Like, it is sexual. There's a sexual energy there. This part of you felt rejected before. I feel like this part of you also yearns for attention. I do feel that way. I do feel like this part of you yearns for attention, but I think only because this part of you was rejected. Make sense? Yeah. Yeah. The part of you that people turned away or that people said no to or said that you can't do this or you can't like, yeah, you can't do this or you can't have this made you shut this off. And when you start to reawaken the part of you that feels rejected, you might have some anger. You might have a little bit of anger come up. But I feel like that part of you is going to finally get the recognition that it deserves. That it deserves and that it wants. And it's going to help recalibrate you when it comes to this energy. Because this stressed out, feeling stuck, not being clear, you're stuck and not clear because what you need is this. You need this part of you to come back. You need to reclaim that part of you so you can stop avoiding what it is that you actually want. I keep getting it like that. Like whatever you wanted didn't want you, or whatever you wanted, you were told no. You were told you couldn't or that you shouldn't. And so you just tried to fill the void. But you can't fill the void that is you. You can only do that by being you and reclaiming that piece back, right? Some of you, this just comes down to like literally your inner child. Like maybe you wanted to, I don't know, maybe you wanted to be a chef and your family said, no, we're only lawyers. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. And maybe you've been trying to like do the lawyer thing and you're like, why can't I figure out how to do this? Because you're not really a lawyer, you're a chef. Right? Makes sense. It could even be something like that. I just felt the Panther. Okay. Look what came flying out on the Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords. Yeah. Oh, goosebumps. Yeah, that part of you that's been rejected, that is like, we're gonna be free. We're gonna be doing the thing. You're gonna have a cathartic release with Panther, okay? And I mean, this is very confidently like speaking from that place, speaking out from that place, and making sure you're seen and making sure you're heard. Excuse me. It feels a little angry. I'm not gonna lie, it does. It feels a little angry. But I feel like all of this is just gonna push you into that like free horse energy. Excuse me. Yeah, into that like very free. And horse is also sexual too. Because that horse energy to me feels very grounded and very, very much at peace. This is you going through that, like awakening that peace and then reclaiming that peace, being recognized in whatever way you need to be recognized, and then finding the balance in it, right? Once you find the balance, it's going to be more serene. But before that, you're going to have a very fiery panther moment. And people will see you and they will hear you. Wowza. Anything else for my earth signs? Oh, there it is. There's the hurt. There's the hurt. 5 of Cups. Yeah, when we get rejected, you have the 4, the 6, and the 5 now. That definitely implies that there's 2 Ace of Cups and a 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups that come to the table, right? And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a family member or a friend, you know? And it could have been like a more present moment versus like a long-standing pattern. So take it as a resonance. This could be like getting over the pattern of closing this part of you off, or being recently rejected by someone, or, you know, a boss or whatever, and being like, no, this is me, this is who I am, and just being proud and showing it. But yeah, you got some sadness here. You got some sadness and disappointment, and we already channeled that. But we also have the 3 of Wands landing right on the Queen. You got good things to look forward to. This is you choosing to move ahead into that new eagle phoenix energy. And this is totally rising into a new level of personal empowerment, because you've reawakened a piece of yourself that you shut off because you were so sad and you were so disappointed, and that made you focus on things that were not part of you, not natural to you, as far as like a calling is concerned, like a calling or a way of life, right? And this is you learning that lesson, that just because people hurt you, or someone tells you no, or that you can't, or society tells you no or you can't, doesn't mean that it's really a no. That's up to you. That's on your terms, right? Overall, we have, unless it's like consent, but you know, we're not talking about that. We already know we're not talking about that. But anyway, overall, we have the Tower in reverse. Jesus, with the Lovers in reverse, Empress in reverse. Oh, interesting. With the 10 of Cups. This is part of your transformation. Look at that. You got 3 majors here. The Empress in reverse and the Lovers in reverse, that to me feels stuck, out of balance. Stuck, out of balance, right? With the Tower being there speaks to how much this transformation needed to take place, how much this part of you needed to be reawakened and reclaimed. For the 10 of Cups, to be living life fully in enjoyment and happy and free. That is your version of the 10 of Cups, is being a horse in a meadow and free and connected to this like very sexual part of you, this very fiery part of you, or whatever this part of you is. It's like, it's a part of you that wanted what you wanted. You know, you understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point. But yeah, whatever you wanted didn't want you. And so you're like, I guess it's me. And you shut that part of you off. And you're like, oh, hell no. Let's reclaim that shit back. Because if you wanted something and it didn't want you, it wasn't you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you are who you are. It's not your fault, right? Right. You guys get what I'm getting at. All right, I'm gonna stop being a dead horse. Just realized I've been calling you horse and I just said being a dead horse. Anyway, let's get an advice card, and then we'll move on to air. Oop. An advice card, please, for my earth signs: Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Ooh, be impeccable with your word. Replace fear with love. The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. When you are impeccable with your word, your mind is no longer fertile ground for the words that come from fear. Your mind is only fertile for the words that come from love. Again, I feel like this is not taking no for an answer. Sorry, I just felt like a weird chill down my left side. Anyway, not taking no for an answer. Just because someone said no to you, rejected you, or said that you couldn't or whatever, that doesn't mean you take that as, I guess it's me, or I guess it really, like, I really can't do, or whatever. It doesn't mean you take that on as truth. It doesn't mean that you compromise who you are and yourself for that. And I feel like you shut it off because it was disappointing. Because you're sad. And maybe you did it just to avoid the emotions, but no, it's time to be okay with wanting what it is that you want and being okay expressing yourself from that place. Okay. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle. My bad. Can I get a card for my earth signs? Let's see. Ooh, animal energy. Animal energy. I'm telling you, work with the horse. Work with the horse. I love there's a tiger right in the middle. Channel. Let's go ahead and read that. I also wish these cards were organized differently, like in alphabetical order or something, or if they were numbered, it'd be easier. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. The dragonfly is not jealous that the eagle flies closest to its creator. He simply flies where he can and is unbothered by the birds of prey. The eagle's meal is not the same as the dragonfly's meal. Therefore, there is no construct of jealousy in the animal kingdom. This card emerges when you need to ask the oracles of the animal kingdom for their guidance and medicine. The creatures and animals exhibit habitual patterns. These will deliver messages of healing to anyone looking hard enough to observe their lessons and integrate them into your life. Animal medicine is always free and has hundreds of lessons to impart. Drop in on yourself and take note of all the creatures you see during the rest of your day. You can crystal pairing with tiger's eye. Like I was saying before, you are who you are. Like, that's the beautiful thing about animals, and I think something that this card almost kind of missed a little bit. Just not, it's not a criticism. I just realized that sounded critical, and it's not like I'm judging the card. Well, I guess I did a little. Anyway, my apologies. Moving on. Animals just are what they are. A tiger's a tiger. A bear's a bear. They have needs, and they meet their needs. And that's it. Right? They're hungry, they eat, they sleep. When they're tired, what else? And they need to use the bathroom, they use the bathroom. It's like they don't try to change who they are. They just are what they are, because that's just, they're an animal, and that's it. That's kind of what I'm getting with you here. It's like, you're Earth sign, you're a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Just, this is about just being you and not changing it because the world said no or someone said no, right? You are who you are. So you want something, it's okay to want it. Go get it. You're hungry, eat. You're tired, sleep. Like, yeah, you guys get what I'm getting out there. Okay? All right, moving on. Let me clear the board. Where am I putting you? Oh, I'll put you right there. Okay. And if this is about a relationship, like a romantic relationship, if someone's gonna reject you, like, then they ain't for you, and you're not for them, and it's not a reflection on who you are. And, you know, I mean, obviously there's always, like, subject to the rule. I mean, if you're, like, a predator or something, that's obviously different. But if someone's just gonna reject you for who you are, and you're just, like, being you, it's not about you. It's not about you, right? Yeah, anyway, moving on. Air, last but not least. Okay. Air signs. Let's go ahead and get started. Wait, hold on. Let me get your deck ready. Let me get your deck, not ready, but just out. Okay. Because I realized it was kind of buried. All right. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water sign have this like sparkly feeling to them. You guys do too. You have this like bright, shiny feeling to you. Water signs are way more giddy. I'm not feeling that with you. I just feel like you guys are kind of bright right now. Maybe attractive right now. Maybe catching attention right now. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoa. Hold on. Guard vomit. Hold on. Okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're showing me trees. Sometimes trees can speak of grounding, family, or even ascension, connection. These are all different symbols for trees. We'll see why that's coming out. Ooh, okay. I'm hearing wave. We have lamb with unicorn, third eye energy, and hummingbird. I like this. This feels like ideas. This totally feels like ideas and downloads. That's like, oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, ideas and downloads. Some of you guys might be dealing with some like funky energetic stuff. Some of you guys are getting very activated. So, you know, if you need a rest, you need to like cover your head, that sort of deal. But you're just in a very inspired state, a very creative state. I like it a lot. You have a vision is what I'm hearing. You have a vision, and some of you are getting visions. Dreams are going to be really interesting. What's the wave? It's coming in waves. It's like information that's coming in like waves and waves and waves and waves. That's what I'm getting for you with this energy. That's why you're shiny, because you are literally getting bombarded by energy. Because I'm actually feeling like I'm feeling a little bit of tension between being alone and being social. Like you want to kind of be alone and hermit and like be in nature and ground and stuff. Lots of noises. But I'm also feeling this temptation to like to mingle with people, maybe more than mingle. I also feel like you're really protected at this time too, as you're getting like this information, these downloads, the waves of energy. Some of you it's information downloads, some of you it's just activation, some of you guys it's both, so take it as it resonates. Oh, well, there's the tension. That's what this feels like, sexual tension. Fire ant. Fire ant sometimes comes out as anger because it's literally a building of energy, a building of tension of sorts. And sometimes it can like equate to Five of Wands and conflict. But I feel, yeah, it's this tension between taking space for you and dealing with other people. And I do feel sexual frustration. Whether you're making people sexually frustrated or you're frustrated because you want to, but like you also recognize the need for self-care and space. But you might be aggravating people, so keep that in mind. People might be having a very hard time with whatever it is that you're going through and how it affects them. And the way it affects them is they're just getting less time with you, really, is what it is. Let's see. Feels a little bit like water signs. Didn't water sign have Gemini come up? Yes, they did. They totally did. Because I said, oh, maybe Gemini, Cancer, Cusper. Yes, I remember. So watch the water sign reading. There might be something going on there between the two of you. Because now we have fish and beaver. And it's like, yeah, I feel like there's tension building between you and other people. And I do feel like it's sexual frustration. But it could even be aggravation because it's like, there's something really amazing going on with you, and I do think you need to isolate to deal with it. And it's like almost people are like wanting you to like to not. Like I feel like people are wanting to pull you into beaver energy, like very very much like water signs reading. But with water signs, it's more like wearing the mask of a beaver and being something that they're not. But for you, I don't feel that way. For you, I feel like they're trying to pull you into like, no, come and be beaver, come and like almost like give support is how it's feeling. Like come and do for me, come and do for us. Like service. Yeah, yeah, that's how it's feeling. Like the external energies or energy, when I say external energies, I'm talking about people. Yeah, it's like they want you to come and do, like perform, give, provide. I just keep getting service, 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 service. And with fish is a go with the flow energy, but I'm getting surrender. Like they want you to submit. The external wants you to submit. But you're going through this like beautiful, elevated process, energy. And you can't do that right now. I mean, just like, yeah, I can't do that for you right now. Like, that's like what I want to say for you. Like, air sign's busy. Air sign can't do that right now. Sorry. For some of you, this is definitely taking place in the workplace where like you're getting the big creative ideas like to like up level you at work, like promotions and shit, like beyond problem solving, like visionary. Okay, when other people just want you to get in line and to like shut up, basically. Okie dokie. That's not fun. But I do feel, like I said, like a sexual energy too. And like, if that's coming up for your air signs, like, I don't really like that, because this is like a, hey, I want you to submit. So that means you could be dealing with a very dominant person. I don't want to say selfish, but maybe potentially selfish. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I feel like Spirit's like really watching you, really protecting you from this as much as they can. Yeah, a lot of creative vibes over with you. Look, Zebra came out with all of this. Zebra is eccentric and out there and to be seen. It is a very artsy energy. I keep getting is a lot of creativity with you. Yeah, downloads, innovation, visionary. I'm liking it. I feel like you have so much to bring to the table in whatever the circumstance is for you. And other people are just having a hard time with it. Like I said, if this is work, like you're really being seen in what you can provide and how unique you are. Like you're irreplaceable is what I'm hearing. Irreplaceable. Isn't that a Beyonce song? I think it's an old school Beyonce song. Yeah, you're irreplaceable. You're aware of it. The right people are aware of it. And some people are very threatened by it and want you to submit. Okay? Sexual frustration is not just about sex. It's also about power. And this is a power dynamic that's going on here. Okay? But if this is like a relationship, like a romantic sexual relationship, you are unique and you're owning that more. Like that's what irreplaceable is. It's something that's unique and niche and can't be copied. You're not a carbon copy. You're a unique individual. Everybody is, but some people own it more than others, and some people submit to being a carbon copy, right? Conformity. And you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. So if this is a romantic relationship, the person you're dealing with feels very threatened by this. I don't like it. I don't like it. If this is romantic, they're controlling. And it's almost like they don't want you to outshine them or be more attractive or something. It's weird. It's like they want to keep you in control. And that is not okay. That is not healthy. Anything else from my air signs? Gemini. Whoop. Libra, Aquarius. Where'd you go? Ah. Catharsis has come out a couple times already for this week. That is catharsis. It's catharsis. It's release. Oh, excuse me. I feel like it's all sides. I feel like those who are frustrated, they're not gonna have any problem being like this with you, expressing their frustrations with you. Okay, but even on the flip side of that, like you coming into this awareness that you are irreplaceable and owning that, you might get a little bit more confident, almost like cocky, confident, in displaying that. I feel a little bit of a clash going on here. I feel a little bit of like a conflict happening. Overall, we do have bat. Ooh, with swan. Ooh, even better with elk. I love it. Some of you actually do have a person coming in on the scene who has integrity, and who will love and appreciate this version of you. And it doesn't have to be romantic, but the swan speaks of partnership, or people who are like kindred spirits, basically mirror souls, counterparts, etc., etc. All those terms. But some of you guys do have someone coming in, but that's because you're owning this part of you. You're owning this next level of like, no, I am irreplaceable and I know my worth. I know my value. Thank you very much. Right? And that's going to allow the right people to come in, and the wrong people to fall away. Very cool. All right. Midnight Magic. Like I keep getting like, you're the creative person. You're the visionary. You're the visionary. You're the visionary. You're the visionary. And you are unique, and that's okay to be praised for that uniqueness. It's okay to shine. It's okay to shine. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm hearing topsy-turvy. Some of you guys could relate to Hunchback Notre Dame. I don't think that's what it is. Like what you thought was really bad about you is really good about you. What you thought was really good about you is actually not a strength of yours at all. It's an extreme way to put that, but I just got this like, this topsy-turviness. Kind of made me a little dizzy. Kind of what I was speaking to before, right? Like secrets about even yourself that have been hidden from yourself about yourself are coming out to the light, and you're seeing it for what it is. And it's like, it's changing the picture. It's changing your truth and understanding of yourself, your image, your identity, and how people also see you. Seven of Wands. Not surprising, this is the first card. Seven of Wands is confidence. It's confidence, it's courage, it's bravery, it's being like, I am here. I am here to stand up for myself, stand up for what I believe in, and I'm not gonna back down. It's ballsy. It's ballsy, air signs. You're shining, you know you're irreplaceable, you know you're unique. You're not gonna let anybody try to get you to submit, and if they got a problem with it, they got a problem with it. Yeah, definitely watch the water sign one. This is very similar, but I feel like you're way more like oomph about it than water signs were. Like water signs, if I remember correctly, because I'm just starting to get fuzzy, I think they were more reflective, and you're just more like out there with it. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, these people be jelly. So on the fire ant with fish and beaver, we have the Chariot in reverse with the Knight of Wands in reverse. That's anger. Okay, that's anger. That's also the card of sexual frustration when it's in reverse. And Chariot in reverse, yeah, they ain't cool with this. They're not cool with this. I keep feeling like they feel they're losing control or they're losing power in some way. Like that's how it keeps feeling to me, and they are not happy with how this is going. They feel like they're losing or something. Like it's all tripping over power or perception of power. Interesting. 6 of Wands on the bottom, recognition and winning. See. Wow. 9 of Wands with the Lovers in reverse. I feel the fight is right here, which is weird. For the cards that are coming out, these don't typically represent fight, but I feel fight right here with the 9 of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. Lovers in reverse speaks of imbalance. It can also speak of making choices that are not exactly aligned with your soul or aligned with divine law. It can also speak of relationships that are really out of balance and off kilter. But the 9 of Wands, I mean, in a way, it's kind of fight energy. 9 of Wands is like more of the I'm going to keep going. It's resilience. It's resilience, but it can also speak of stress. It can also speak of being guarded, defending. Air signs, you're defending yourself. That's what it feels like. You're defending yourself. You're defending yourself against people who are trying to throw you off balance and who want you to submit to them. I just keep getting this like wanting to have control over you or authority over you so that they don't feel less than about themselves, but that's their own freaking problem, right? That's their own issue. And you're like, no, this is what's right. This is who I am. The 9 and the 7 indicates a 2 of Wands. So while you're going through this, like getting more empowered, recognizing how irreplaceable you are as a person, recognizing how beautiful your natural gifts and skills are and how much they're needed and like what you can create with them, what you can do with them, not to mention all the downloads that some of you guys are getting, activation some of you guys are getting, just what I've been picking up on in this reading. It's also coinciding with the 2 of Wands. It's coinciding with a choice. It's coinciding with potentially a new direction you can go now. Like I was saying before, right? It's like what's coming to light is shifting the perception of what truth is for a lot of people, or even image and like who we are as people, how we see ourselves, how other people see us. And you're defending that choice against people who want to throw you off. 6 of Wands again at the bottom. I don't know why this peer person or people are tripping so hard. Like, I can feel their energy, and their energy is like angry, frustrated, like petty. That's what it is. It's petty. 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 Mr. and Mrs. Petty over here. Seven of Swords in reverse. What is hidden will come to light. What is hidden will come to light. Whatever has been eluding you about yourself, and whatever you haven't seen about this person or these people over here, about Mr. and Mrs. Petty, it's going to become real clear. Real clear. Sorry, hold on a second. There we go. Okay. They got a little sticky. Anything else for my air signs? So you guys are getting ready for a fight. Look what ended up on the bottom again. 6 of Wands. Anyway, so let's see what we got. Wow. Wow, a tantrum. That's what this is. This is a tantrum. Knight of Swords in reverse with the Page of Wands in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a tantrum. This is envy, being obnoxious. It's drama, and it all landed around the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this person is coming across as Knights and Pages, person or people. And then we have Empress and the Page of Swords. Truth. Undeniable truth from an Empress energy. Somebody who is in their power, knows who they are, and it just is what it is. and they're going to shine, and they're going to speak the truth, and they're also going to watch and observe. And this is your energy. I totally feel like this is your energy. And this is part of why you're also seeing the reality too of what you couldn't see before about yourself and about these people or person. Overall, we have 6 of Wands. Ooh, with the Emperor. Oh, the 5 of Wands in reverse. Wow. And the 6 of Pentacles. Wow. This is putting a stop to the fight. This is you're the Empress and Emperor here. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Sorry. I just got another channeling. Okay. So there's 2 situations going on here with this Emperor card. You're the Empress Emperor. You moved into this like full acknowledgement and awareness of sense of self and how unique you are, and you are more confident. You have grown, you've matured in that, and you're practicing discernment with the Empress and the Page of Swords. The Emperor is the one that takes action. This is you understanding and deciphering the situation. This is you as an Emperor having victory by putting an end to the craziness. 6 of Pentacles, by providing balance. Whether you take the high road, offer an olive branch, whatever, you figure out how to kung fu the situation, wusa the situation, and you handle that shit. Now, remember what I said before. Some of you have somebody coming in here, an elk, which is basically the Emperor. It's the divine masculine principle. That you have someone almost like entering the stage here, and they're the ones who are going to help put a balance to this and put a stop to this. So if this is happening at work, it's almost like, remember how I was saying, if there's like a work situation, you're coming into this awareness of like your skills and how irreplaceable you are, and you're seen as irreplaceable, and people are acting up wanting you to submit. Big boss is going to come in and be like, enough of this nonsense, right? And if you're coming across as an Empress and they're an Emperor and this is a work situation, promotions galore. They see you as an equal and they respect you just as much. So take all of that as it resonates. But yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Emperor Big Daddy shows up, whether it's you taking action on yourself, standing up for yourself and putting an end to the nonsense and rising above it, doing it in a very like mature divine way. Or, you know, it's an elk Emperor energy coming in and being like, no, this ain't happening. And it's on your behalf. Air signs. It's totally on your behalf. Very cool. Oh, I like it. Oh, I'm glad you guys went last. Anyone who goes last, it's usually a very intense or complicated or just kind of like amazing reading. But let's pull advice cards. I don't know if we really need it, but we shall do that. Can I get a card for my air signs, please? Can I get an advice card for my air signs? Let's see here. Always do your best. Don't overdo. Always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. It's an interesting card to come out. I mean, honestly, I feel like the don't overdo it. I mean, it's like, I don't feel like this is about overdoing. I feel like other people might look at you and be like, oh, look at Earth sign. They always do this. They always do that. But that's like petty jealousy bullshit, right? I don't think you overdo it. I think if anything, just being your natural self is key. That's what this whole week is about anyway. Being your natural self and letting that part of you out. I'm going to get one more because I didn't really like that one. Don't make assumptions. I feel like this is more for your petty peeps over here. Relinquish the need to change others. Yeah, I feel like this advice is not for you. I feel like it's the people who are like working against you here. Real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. Yeah, I don't feel like this is you. I feel like that advice is for the people trying to tear you down here. Okay. And it totally could be that, you know, people are acting like that towards you because maybe you did have a tendency to judge or criticize or control. That could totally be the case. And now you're seeing the reality of that and changing that. Could totally be the case. So that's what happens. Can I get a metaphysical cannabis oracle for my air signs? Excuse me. Did I say earth signs? Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see. You guys got 2. Agbe and Iku. For bliss and transformation, the world and the death card. World and the death card. Yeah, definitely learned some major lessons here. Going through a massive, massive transformation of self, whole new you, where it's about being a unique individual, knowing you're irreplaceable and acting from that place. That's really what it's about. But this is the world and the death card here. For some of you guys, this could actually represent like an ego death. Excuse me, or an awakening of some sort. That can also speak to that, like activations, ascensions, that sort of deal could totally allude to that. Where's the book? Where's the book? So I could read these to you. Oh, Jesus. I swear I have my glasses on. All right. Gotta go through and find all of these. Okay. This is the reminder that all things are in motion, including the breath and the intention we carry with each inhale. Agbe calls for you to integrate and realize you are another manifestation of the energy of the universe. Agbe shows up when you are ready for lasting success. Travel to different parts of the world may be on the horizon when this card appears. It also expresses the feeling of fulfillment. The floating figure symbolizes that. When you apply all the lessons, you should work with the elements and listen to the guides, and you will be whole. If Agbe appears in your cards today, it is time to ask, what makes me feel complete? Have I completed a cycle? Am I ready for lasting success? By owning who you are as a unique individual and your strengths in that. And being like, I am irreplaceable, and I see myself, and I see my worth. That's true power, not this like controlling nonsense over here of trying to like get you to submit. And like I said, that could actually be a mirroring effect where maybe you've tried to control people and wanted them to submit because if they were shining bright in their unique selves, it made you feel less than. That could totally be something that's been mirrored back to you. Okay. Iku rides in and clears away the old to make space for a new vibration to come in. Without Iku, the cycle would never be complete. Iku is death in the Yoruba tradition, but death is not the end. The flag symbolizes creation and the light spirit body, which continues endlessly as Iku rides through the veils of time-space. The Pegasus symbolizes this ability to fly to the ends of time and space, resulting in true freedom. It has mastered getting beyond the self and carries Iku at the time of humanity's greatest need, rebirth. Cannabis flowers and leaves sprinkle the ground as offerings left by many spirits before who have accepted the change. If you accept Iku when she appears in a spread, you are fully free to release something and step into the new light. It is okay to mourn and grieve the things of the past, but you must create your future when Iku arrives and says it's time to move on. If Iku shows up for you, it is time to consider, do I run programs of the past more than those of the future? Do I know how to embrace the unknown? Beautiful. Alrighty. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out the website, Patreon, and Vimeo, and I'll see you guys soon at some point in time whenever I get to record readings again. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Take care.